Привет, ребят, с вами Хаос. Мы продолжаем играть в довольно сомнительную игру под названием Outer Worlds. Да-да, сомнительная, ребята, игра. Я не знаю, в принципе, кому она понравилась, так сказать. Сюда? Нет, не сюда. Вот, сюда. Вот туда. Запись. Жалко. Как пойти?
You could dismantle a single room of this place, sell the materials, and feed everyone on Monarch for a month.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not real.
Guess the whole colony's up a creek. I thought it was just Monarch.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. I suppose that is admissible. Please try not to break anything.
Да, я вроде не собирался. Пойдем, ребят, девчонки. Да. Так, если что, пишите, стоит, да, я в прошлой серии задавал вопрос, если что, пишите. О, кстати, я куда зашел, непонятно куда. Нам вниз.
Here they come!
Nice one! Can't get past that armor! Captain, Yoga needs help! That's not working!
Ну, разоряжайся.
Waste of company ammo.
Меня убили. Да, еще, кстати, мега долгие загрузки. Да, идите сюда. Вот носок надо сделать не... Если что, ребят, игра на SSD.
What? Thought I saw something.
Get past that armor door, Cap!
Ну, все перезаряжается очень долго. Жестко.
Careful, you're hurt! Cap, to your left!
Давайте. Да,
Something else.
так, есть кто-то, да, есть что-то. Да, если что, все продавать буду или искать его выбрасывать. А нафига? Нафига? Да, я пропустил, ребят, лифт. Это просто открыть дверь. Угу. Но на самом деле это тупо лифт. Всем здравствуйте. Отлично. Да. Ребят, если что, я сброс. Если вы не видели. Так, и что? Кому? Куда? Зачем? Кого грохнуть в GTA RP?
Incoming! Hit him with something else!
Язык.
Not getting through. Look out!
Ай. Да. Серьезно, у меня негативная репутация больше 75. Да, если что, дали ачивку. Прикиньте, ребят, дали ачивку, потому что у меня негативная репутация больше 75. Где-то. Но нам куда? Сюда?
Something.
Get ready!
Nailed it, Cap. Can't get past that armor.
They go!
Даже в голову, ребят. Ребят, если что, в голову не попадает, не полностью. Хотя, конечно, как бы тема.
That's gotta hurt!
А, у многих ХП уже нет. Иголок. Да вроде все. Все на ХП не восстанавливает. О. Так, а где наша? Где еще одна? Вот всё. Вау.
What's up?
Да я заебись все. Прикольная маскировка, ребят. Очень девчонки. Интересно, вообще сюда? какая-то непонятная, в принципе, да, лаборатория.
Too strong! Hit it with something else!
Так, и что? Куда? Зачем? И главное, зачем? Намечен строк. Как вообще спрятывается? Вагонное говно. Это типа маскировка, да? Бля, красиво. Так, а что мы вообще здесь делаем?
Hey! Stop that! Incoming!
А что за эпик скрипки? Да, стримеров Господа убил. Осуждать эти случаи. Так, вообще, где я? Я куда-то зашел, непонятно вообще куда. О, кстати,
Roger that.
ребят, даже спуститься не дают. Как хочется. Нет, обязательно вот так.
Here they come.
Забагалась. И что? Куда дальше?
Please! I don't want to die!
Да уйдите. Жалко, что здесь усады нет. Нифига лабиринт вообще делают. А можно музыку, кстати, вырубить? Эти я покачал, если что, ребят. Так вот. Салон 70 с лишним. Да, кстати, вот, честно, если подумать, ребят, на репутацию здесь максимально пофиг.
What job did the board assign you when you came of age? But it was something real neat, like
Честно, ребят, такая
professional
игра,
flexing.
такая и репутация.
Wilderness patrol.
Серьезно.
Plenty of folk
Вот.
traveling on foot out there,
Игра,
even back when
честно,
there were roads. I protected them from rats and the
максимально
like.
пока сомнительно.
Gosh. And here
Да,
I was,
пишите, стоит
John,
ли
about how I was
повидать
watching
или
your
нет.
back. I'm probably more like to get in your way.
Неинтересно.
Everyone needs someone watching after them. Even me. Even
I only wish.
even
Кстати,
if I
я
ain't keen to
пытаюсь
admit
даже
it sometimes.
пытаться походить. Вообще куда надо? А, телепорт. И стоит вообще переходить к второй части. А, мне на корабль вообще надо было.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Да, там. Так вот, что он нам скажет? Это ваш Финиас.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
Так, мне пришлось бросить испытуемых на
Thank
смерть.
you.
Осуждаю,
You've
кстати
brought me
говоря.
enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
Так,
You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. Something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board would ever conduct such an experiment, unless they're working on some kind of hibernation technology. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress.
так, колония на грани гибели.
I know! I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
Так, нужно обсудить
Short
вопрос.
of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
Так, ну давай, есть способ.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
Так, инженерия, давайте.
Yes,
Показывай,
exactly.
какое то, что
You're a step
прокачано.
ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
Так, я согласен.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the
19
colony's
тысяч
problems.
хп есть, что дает. И
The Hope is
125
carrying
тысяч.
some of humanity's most brilliant
Уровень
thinkers,
здесь фармится.
scientists,
Ну,
engineers,
такой.
experts in their field.
Ну,
If
причем
we
не
work
такой
together,
себе, а
we
как
can
бы
still
очень
find a
близко.
way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
Так, я скоро вернусь. Так, что у нас по квесту? Давайте вот это. Ребят, честно, да, пишите то, что стоит ли мне продолжать игру, хотя я еще несколько сервисов после этого запишу. Потому что я могу сколько? Ну, серия 2-3 за раз как-нибудь снимать. Чтобы вы понимали.
Captain, I hope Doc.
И выкладывать.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. We'll be here, Captain. Or will we?
Так. Нафига? Не конкретно сюда. Игра говорила. Куда мне сюда? Ладно, телепортнулись. Так, ну что? Я туда. А, у меня уже 24 уровень скоро будет. А, с тобой снова подходить.
Adjutant Akande has instructed me to reward you for information leading to the arrest of Phineas Wells. Please allow me to extend my felicitations on a job well done.
Позитивную репутацию.
Quite so, sir. As an acting agent of the board, you are entitled to purchase a selection of official board-certified equipment at a discount.
А, не...
Do let me
Нервные отношения,
know
коллеги.
if you wish to take advantage of this special offer.
Я хочу купить снаряжение.
I am at your service.
Так, и что? А, снова куда-то бежишь. Так, куда? А. Снова, ребят, на корабль, чтобы вы понимали. Мы пролетели сюда так, что чисто поболтать. И летаем обратно. Ну это так, слово. Новый корабль, ребят.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
Так, ну, давай.
The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too,
Интересно, кстати, у нее
or the
взлет.
sun.
А,
Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of pressurization. Are you breathing comfortably, Captain? I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
так, ладно, на этом все. Мы теперь на корабле, да? О, кстати, без патронов
Take
ребят.
someone to watch. Go
Да, все
back.
тоже команда. Ой. Что-то какая-то хрень.
Something about waking a derelict
Huh?
ship puts me on edge, Captain. Hope you know what you're doing.
Да еще кофе, серьезно. Так, куда?
System.
Очень. Ну за них, в принципе, да. И дают кошек кофе.
Pass that armor. Everyone all right?
Ну да, как бы я в порядке. Ну, если вы об этом.
Great work.
О. Итак, что?
Poor bastards. They're never gonna wake up. The least we could do is bury them.
О, кстати, здесь можно безнаказанно. Вот за капитана, ребята, чтобы я очень долго стал. И вот что. А, вот если что капитана. А, вот, кстати, показывали, ребят. Если что, в сериале Fallout, кстати говоря. мега интересная игра. Настолько интересная игра, что даже меня имитирует. А. Куда? Да, я буду очень долго задавать такие тупые, ребят, вопросы. Да, ребят.
I thought.
Уходить.
That's the last of them.
Где дверца, которую я обычно не вижу?
Incoming! Investigate.
Красиво. Фиксируй. Сверху не стоит сюда. А, ты почему заходишь? Правильно?
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
Так.
Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die.
Так. Давай.
Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
Давай сюда.
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Давай сделай.
Oh no. Captain, don't do this. I ain't dying on a fucking ship. I'm gonna die in the dirt like we're meant to.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends. Yes.
but that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
Вот даже вторая катсцена есть. Точнее, даже третья. Первая была в самом начале.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has...
Пока. Ребят, если хотите, на паузе. Все, мы уже на выход. Так, что здесь есть интересно? Видимо, будет спорить. Ничего, да? Я в какой-то веке ухожу. Да. Пришлось, конечно, погулять. Жрение, да.
Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. But there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance?
Погнали быстрее.
Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. See you soon, Captain. Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Спасать дедулю. Да, та самая команда. Так что он также будет стоять, да? А, даже нет, так, ничего не стоит.
Here they come.
Минус одна. А, нет, она живая. Все, больно, ребят, что? Всю. Что вообще происходит? Слышь, дед, что происходит вообще? Слышь, дедок, дедок, ты вообще где? Ничего. Вопрос, зачем? Ну ладно, он скрылся. Он сейчас будет прятаться.
Warning, intruders. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Какую? Тюрьму?
Well, folks, I ain't exactly keen on busting into a prison,
Ooh.
but riddling bored stooges with bullets does sound like a ride and a half.
I never got to know Doc Wells. We ain't friends or crew. But he's still one of us. He's the reason the boss is up and walking right now. We can't just leave him to die in Tartarus.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous,
Опасная
Captain.
затея.
I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior.
Карта.
Breaking
А,
into
прикольно.
Tartarus will not be easy.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while.
Я надеюсь, на этом игра закончится, да?
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Да-да-да. Погнали, давайте быстрее. Я хочу вломиться в тюрьму, осуждаю такой на всякий случай, но как бы да.
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing.
Да. Это финал игры.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
А, что значит?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
Gosh.
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I wager. All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Все.
May luck be.
Я надеюсь, я не один ходил.
Are not.
The captain did right by his crew. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardad.
Attack! What was that?
I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system.
Whew. We have a lot of Captain.
А, у меня, кстати, маскировка работает. Прикольно. Перемещение даже. Так, что будет?
Get in there, troops. For Monarch. For Halcyon.
Не хватит маскировки.
Here they come.
Так, иди сюда. Дофига.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in him.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he?
Да, я надеюсь, что
Fine, he
это
isn't
финал
working
игры.
for us per se.
Потому что
Semantics, he'll come
главное.
around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
Так, этот псих... осуждаю.
It's PR. It's for the best, really. Believe me, the good people of Byzantium don't want to know what goes on here. I know Halcyon's in rough shape, but riots are the last thing anybody needs right now. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
We're helping, which is more than you can say.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
Сойдем. В GTA, конечно, ребят.
Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need your help. I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your
Да,
plan.
ребят, музыка на фоне прикольная. Кстати, а когда маскировка появилась? Ребят, ну что?
This is nice. Calm before the storm and all that.
Whatever comes of this, I'm just real glad to know you all.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. Words cannot express the extent of my disappointment. We had a plan. All you had to do was skip the Hope to Tartarus, as I asked. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Вам пора выйти из
I'm
игры.
afraid I can't do that. You have a flair for subtlety. If you'd worked for me, you would have been the greatest fixer Halcyon has ever seen. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy. You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him.
Едем, да?
All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony. I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of you. You were one of my finest agents once. I don't want to destroy you. Turn yourself in, and I may yet show clemency.
Давай.
I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Да, конечно. Так, вообще пофиг, запечатано. Сейчас определенно дверь, ладно, выйти надо было.
Investigating.
Это хранить, кстати, была... сейчас покажу, ребят. Вот здесь хранить включалось. Серьезно, его включало. И с ним не надо было драться. Ладно, -1 грех в игре. Ладно, -1 грех.
Why won't you just die?
Да. На. И это все.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. And I can't begin to thank you enough. I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Ну давайте не будем тратить
Yes,
время.
we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Я буду вашим лидером. Все на колени, открывать рот. Я переменю. Я буду делать то, что... Ну, давай.
I can't tell you how glad I am to hear that. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves. But I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclasts spread like wildfire, and Graham was able to bring many of the smaller Terra 2 townships into the fold. However, his zealous obsession with spreading the word blinded him to the needs of a growing organization, and the movement was unsustainable at scale. The iconoclast way seemed to work best, and ultimately petered out on Monarch. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide Medevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the Unreliable supply closet to this day. Though Minister Clark was eventually released from house arrest, long years of isolation left him a changed man, little suited for bureaucratic work or for the colony that was changing around him. He remained in his estate largely by choice, fading from public view. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Да, ребят, получается, реально финал игры. Ребят, если что, давайте посмотрим еще. Да, еще раз. Давай посмотреть то, что будет. Только 7 часов. Ладно, 6. Игру примерно. Игра пройдена. Сколько хайпа было. Да, ребят, если что, мы снова здесь. Да.
Why won't you just die?
Questions on me, folks.
You don't know how glad I am to see you.
You mean...
Я вот это выбрал, да? Давай.
The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow.
Seriously?
We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. From the moment the events on Tartarus,
Не, ну по факту то же самое, ребят.
Before his... Though he was always haunted, but as for... While the colony fell into... Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite...
Да, ребят, та же самая концовка. Ну, так, все. Ладно, ребят, спасибо за просмотр. Лайк, подписки, приветствую. Да, я 3 серии подряд. Но игра успела закончиться к этому моменту. Да, вот еще типа. Как вам игра, в принципе? Да, я И всем бабы, ребят.